It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. The Catholic Archbishop of Adelaide will find out today in Newcastle local court if he's to spend time in jail. Philip Wilson faces up to 2 years behind bars after being found guilty of concealing child sex abuse by a fellow Hunter priest in the 1970s. 7 News reporter Deanna Williams says the former altar boy who helped bring the case forward won't be in court today to hear the outcome.
He's in the Newcastle hospital recovering from a quadruple bypass, but he's sending his 2 sisters to the courthouse this morning to listen to the sentencing, and they'll be available to speak with the media afterwards.
A Newcastle man serving time for sex offences committed as a teenager has been ordered to remain behind bars for another 12 months. Anthony Barry was due to be released today after serving time for a number of serious offences, including the attempted rape of a woman at knife point. However, a judge found the 48-year-old posed an unacceptable risk of reoffending after considering a psychiatrist's report and complaints from cellmates about his lewd sexual behaviour. A property in Lake Macquarie has tested positive for dangerous loose-fill asbestos, and New South Wales Fair Trading is now offering to test Hunter homes for free. Those living in homes built before 1980 across the Newcastle, Lake Macquarie, Port Stephens, Maitland or Cessnock council areas can register for the scheme. The finding came after evidence presented to the state government suggested the asbestos hadn't been used in our region. However, New South Wales Fair Trading Director Peter Dunphy says neighbours of the Lake Macquarie property are in no danger.
In terms of the actual building, it's in the ceiling, so it is well contained. We actually, as part of the process, will ensure that the site is well maintained and there isn't a risk to Israeli residents, so that there is a potential risk to people living in the house. We know the house is no longer occupied, and the task force is in the process of purchasing that property.
Paterson MP Meryl Swanson is calling on the federal government to reinstate a ban on the importation of green prawns into Australia. She's been contacted by commercial fishers in her electorate whose prawning operations are being put at risk by the possible spread of white spot syndrome, which doesn't affect humans but could ruin the ecology of local waterways. Meryl Swanson says she thinks the issue is finally being recognised and it's been a long time coming for change.
I feel as though, me speaking about it, as I have on numerous occasions in Parliament, is finally starting to get some traction. And I have been speaking on this for many months, raising the attention of it.
Parliamentary Secretary for the Hunter, Scott McDonald, is urging councils and cultural organisations around the region to put their applications to the New South Wales Regional Cultural Fund to secure funding for further arts and cultural developments. The second round of funding comes in a pool worth $47 million, with applications closing on September 21. Scott McDonald says there are many regions who can benefit from the funds.
This is the second round of what we call the Arts and Culture, Government's Regional Cultural Fund. So if you're in Lake Macquarie, Port Stephens, Cessnock and Maitland, you can apply for that. It can be councils, but it can also be arts screens and cultural organisations. Applications opened on the 1st of July and they close on the 21st of September.
And if you missed the arrival of HMAS Newcastle on Saturday, you have the opportunity to see her off tonight. The frigate is due to depart Newcastle Port at about 6 p.m. after her second last visit to her namesake city. The Newcastle will return next year before being decommissioned in June.
Sport for our sponsor PRD Nationwide East Maitland.
Knights hooker Slade Griffin joins the list of injured players after suffering a season-ending knee injury in Saturday's loss to Canterbury. Griffin remains in hospital awaiting the first of multiple surgeries to repair major damage to his left knee. The 27-year-old ruptured both his ACL, lateral ligament and lateral meniscus and could now spend up to 12 months on the sidelines. Coach Nathan Brown believes Griffin has the mental toughness required to overcome one of the worst injuries he's seen in the league. The Sydney Swans are likely to be without Cardiff junior Isaac Heaney when they face Geelong on Thursday night. Heaney still has symptoms resulting from the concussion he suffered during their match against Richmond last Thursday. The 22-year-old's head hit the turf during the second quarter of the match, but it was cleared to return at half-time. And Charlestown Baseball Club's Shaylee Reeves will travel to the US next month to play for the Boston Slammers. And the winning numbers in Monday Lotto are 5, 33, 21, 2, 22 and 30, and the supplementaries are 26 and 23. 2NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.